Hey everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Tech Jobs, the one I discuss in my 2025 year in review video. As I said, 2026 is the year of fulfilling the promises. So here we are. This series is intended to focus on most interesting things that happened in previous 2 weeks and with minimal editing, as I discussed in my video, sort of in a podcast style. Anyway, without any more yapping, let's get into it. And today, our first topic is CES. So, at first, CES, right? Honestly, at this point, they should rename it as AIS or something because the whole event was filled with and AI. Like most of the announce was so focused on AI as if these companies are riding on some kind of hype train. Even hardware companies that solely focuses on hardware, they even chimed in on AI. Don't even get me started with AMD. Their whole presentation can be split into 11 parts, of which 10 parts were about AI. The only one was about hardware announcement, and that was about
Ryzen 9 9850X3D.
which is slightly faster version of 9800X3, making it the fastest gaming CPU ever. Heck, like most of the announcement weren't even consumer centric in consumer electronics show. How ironic. Anyway, what can we say? This type of stuff make me believe even more that it is a bubble. Don't get me wrong, I like AI. I think AI has some good potential to be useful and helpful. But the way these companies are going about it makes me feel more and more like it's a bubble that is going to burst anytime soon. Well, that was my little rant about CES, but at least there were some good announcements that I picked out of everything. Nvidia. Now I know Nvidia has chimed in the most in AI and they're currently like the big dog in terms of developing and funding AI. Just ask OpenAI. Anyway, but at CES they announced DLSS 4.5. Yeah, it's an AI tech with its all generated frames glory, but I think they cooked this time. Some of the changes they made were genuinely good. I was watching some video and they have reduced a lot of noise compared to DLSS 4 and the image quality seems to be better. And the best part is that we don't have to upgrade our cards to access it. They are currently rolling out it in every RTX cards. I sadly don't have an RTX card to test it out because I have a GTX card. Uh, Wish I could upgrade, but these prices. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. I mean, yeah, Nvidia has done a lot of bad stuff, and these GPU prices are going up and up. But credit's fair is due. When they do good things, we should appreciate it. And this is one of those cases. But out of all the announcements from the big three, I was the most fan of the Intel Swans because they had only one announcement, but that was hardware centric and no AI was mentioned. It was so refreshing. They at least didn't force AI down my throat, so I can appreciate that. I like AI. Again, I like AI. I have tried vibe coding and it is useful, but pushing it everywhere feels disgusting. That's my opinion. In case of Intel, Panther Next generation they have launched this time around seems to be really good. For example, according to them, the generation over generation growth this time around seems to be really insane. Like in terms of raw power and efficiency, it's almost like 50%, and in some areas it is even getting over like 50% of uplift. They have been cooking, definitely. So kudos to Intel for that. Another thing that was quite refreshing was the Dell's announcement. Because of all other big companies chasing AI and stuff, Dell sat down and focused on machines and hard. Even their product manager, Kevin Terwillinger, said to PC Gamer, what we have learned over the course of this year, especially from a consumer perspective, is that they are not buying based on AI. In fact, I think AI probably confuses them more than helps them understand a specific outcome. And that's from Dell. It genuinely feels so refreshing, them mentioning this amidst this AI boom that is going on. So kudos to Dell for that. Also, the XPS lineup they have launched this time around, including the Panther Lake architecture Intel CPUs they have given us, are really, really good. They perform well and they are so efficient. And the design they cooked. Says case 10 out of 10. Also mentioning about laptop, companies like MSI also have launched new laptops of their own, which are really good as well. They have their typical AI branding, but whatever. The laptop themselves are really good. They seem really powerful with Panther Lake again, and I'm genuinely hyped about these laptops. Please, let's make Windows laptop great again. Now, let's talk about other tech announcement that I liked, that piqued my interest. Samsung Trifold. Last year, Samsung revealed and released their Samsung Galaxy Trifold on South Korea. It is still being sold on South Korea, but they had a little showcase on CES showing off the Samsung Galaxy Trifold. And in my opinion, this might be one of the best form factor for a folding phone, and this might be the future of folding phones, genuinely so. Why am I saying this? If you look at this form factor, it perfectly mimics a tablet when fully opened, instead of that weird square in between we typically get with folding phone. Thus the content, like 16 by 9 aspect ratio content, do look bigger on trifold instead of normal folding phone, which leaves out these two big gaps. And also, since it is a tablet aspect ratio that is closer to 16 is to 9 instead of 4 is to 3, I don't know the exact dimensions, but it helps in content production as such, as we do in tablets normally. So I feel like this type of tech will be revolutionary, and I'm excited to see where this folding tech moves forward. I'm genuinely hyped and excited about folding phones. Samsung also had another announcement. Their 130-inch TV. We don't see that every single day. But we have seen that before. We have seen even bigger TV than that. But what is amazing about this TV right here, that it uses micro RGB LED system. If you know about IPS LCD displays, they have a backlight which just beams out white light, and before that there is a RGB film that controls the color that it is producing. It produces brighter images, but the downside is the blacks don't look black and the color looks a bit faded. And also we have seen the OLED tech as well to solve this problem by having RGB LED arrays that controls its own brightness and completely shuts off to produce black. This produces more accurate colors and deeper black, inky black. But the problem with OLED is it is not bright enough, and we have seen this time and time enough in the TVs we watch, especially in OLED TVs, which during daylight, when sun is against it, the image, you can't even see the image at that point. So micro RGB LED intends to solve that problem by, instead of using that white field light from IPS LCD, it uses RGB field light system. So what that helps, it produces more accurate colors, and since it's RGB, it can disable a zone for those deeper blacks like we have seen with mini LEDs, and it produces high contrast colors and most importantly brighter images. So that is really cool take to see, and I think moving forward TVs might have this take because it seems cheaper to manufacture as well, since they casually launched a 130-inch TV. But another thing that piqued my interest is MSI is seemingly making a cheater-friendly monitor. It's a normal 1440p monitor if you look from the outside, but looking into its features that it has a crazy feature where it basically highlights the player on the screen, thus making sort of extra vision, which I'd imagine is very illegal in esports titles. And another thing, if a player throws a flashbang at you, the display calibrates itself to lower the flash quicker than the game would intend you to, so giving you an advantage. What is the MSI cooking? I'd imagine in the future it will surely get banned in esports titles, but whatever. MSI is just going wild. That was pretty funny, not good. Anyway, so that was all CES news. I'd admit, CES this year was not that amazing. And talking about not amazing stuff, the RAM prices keeps going up. What can we do? And these prices are apparently making RTX 5060 Ti and RTX 5070 Ti hard to manufacture. Great. As I was planning to build a PC using an RTX 5070 Ti, I wanted to build a good PC with all the bells and whistles with Ryzen 7800 X3D, RTX 5070 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM. And out of all those three things, two of them are hella expensive right now. So my dream of building a PC can say goodbye. I hope we recover. Currently, Nvidia is focusing on producing RTX 5080 Ti, so I guess that's good, but not good because it's a $1,300 card, and we don't know if Nvidia can produce it fast enough. The situation is looking dire, but I hope that these companies come to their senses and focuses on consumer first. Or we have to wait for the AI bubble to burst, which doesn't seem like going to be doing anytime soon, since Apple and Google has made a deal to use Gemini in Siri. Yes, you heard that right. Apple and Google apparently have done some type of partnership, and I can't say of the sum that made this partnership happen. But from now on, Siri will be using Gemini both in device and on Apple's cloud compute. I think they are going to use a proprietary version of Gemini that is based on Gemini 3 Flash, as far as I know, but I think it will be optimized for Apple's devices. It has to be, it is Apple. But it would be interesting to see the conversation with Sam Altman and Apple. I'm saying Apple because Tim Cook might not have that discussion since Tim Cook is leaving Apple. Let's see how this Apple and Google's partnership continue. Hopefully, it makes Siri better because in currently Siri is awful. It can't even do basic tasks. If you say Siri, call you an ambulance, it will literally call you an ambulance. It will give you a nickname named ambulance instead of calling an ambulance. That is crazy. But yeah, hopefully this time around Siri and Apple Intelligence does better. Anyways, that's all the news we had today. If you like this video, do let me know if I should continue this series or not. How do you feel about it? And also, currently I'm reviewing this thing right here, CMF Headphones Pro. I will be posting more about this shortly on Twitter, so go follow me there. And I have already released my impression about this, so you can go check it out right here. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. for more awesome content like this. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Bye.